What up, it's Red, and today I want to talk about the new patch that's coming soon and what I would like to add to this patch or in future patches, what I would like patched, changed, removed, added, things like that. So if you haven't already heard what's in the patch, I would like you to check the description and follow that link, and there is a full list of everything that is being incorporated into the next patch. And I do think this is probably going to be the best patch we've had yet, because some of the past ones, like the MSBS nerf, and they didn't really do a lot to it. I mean, they made it suck at long range, which I don't see why they did. I think, it's an assault rifle. It's supposed to be good at long range. It's supposed to be alright at close range, but that's mostly where submachine guns and shotguns are supposed to do really well, is at really close range. So that's kind of the point of an assault rifle, is long range as well as snipers. And they also address snipers, and I think the biggest thing that they did with snipers is the ADS time. They also did focus. You flinch more even with focus on, or whatever that perk's called. I think it is focus. The one where you flinch less and ghosts. I get lost with all the different perk names, like, you know how they change, like, it'll be like, I don't know, for an example, Dead Silence, they changed it to Ninja, then they changed it to Dead Silence, and then they got something else, and they just change all the names. I don't know why they do that. Just stick with one thing, because it's so confusing, like lightweight, mobility. I don't know why they do it. The biggest thing that kind of interests me and concerns me a lot as well is the new heavy duty playlist, which is basically the opposite of hardcore. It's extra health instead of less health, so you get more than 100% health, probably 150, 200%, that would be my guess. And I don't know if that's going to work. Why? Because they're right here. Yep, this is Black Ops 2 gameplay, but I think the same thing will kind of go for Ghosts. I'm using the KSG right here, and you can see that the KSG, even when everybody has 200% health in this game, by the way, even at 200% health, this KSG is just dominating everybody. It's very, very, very rare to get a 2-hit kill with the KSG, even at 200% health. They got to be real far away. I still think that will apply in Call of Duty Ghosts. There's going to be, shotguns. I think the Bulldog specifically, everybody's just going to be running that Bulldog, especially on like maps like Strike Zone or any close quarter map like that. There's not a whole lot of close quarter maps, but the ones that they have, I definitely think that there's going to be people using shotguns, and like I said, the Bulldog especially. So I really do think that Call of Duty is not really a game that's supposed to have a lot of health. It's supposed to be kind of like a somewhat low health shooter. And the weapons are balanced around having the normal amount of health. They're not balanced for heavy duty or even hardcore for that matter. So I think that the Bulldog does need just a tiny bit of a nerf. I mean, I know it's not really good when they're like maybe 20, 30 feet away from you. Like, they got to be pretty close, and it's really deadly at pretty close range. So I do think that the Bulldog is going to need a little bit of a nerf, especially in this heavy duty playlist. At least nerf it in the heavy duty playlist, because I already know that as soon, believe me, if you just pull out the Bulldog as soon as this playlist is incorporated, everybody else is like, oh, I'm going to use my my AK-12 or whatever, AK-12 is actually pretty good. That might not be bad even in the heavy duty playlist, but Bulldog is going to stop everything unless you're playing on like Stonehaven, a really long range map. You're going to need that Bulldog. Speaking of Bulldogs, guess what's not only in the Infected playlist anymore? That's right, the Bulldog. They said they're going to be incorporating new class setups in the Infected playlist, so it's not the same thing over and over and over. And I don't know why they didn't do this from the start. They did it with Modern Warfare 3. As soon as they put the Infected playlist in there, you just got like 10 different setups you could use each game. And Modern Warfare 3 also had private match. You could do whatever you want. You could make them juggernauts. You could give them pistols, a shotgun, whatever you want. You could make the survivors have, snipers and assault rifles and riot shields and all sorts of different perks and kill streaks, and it was awesome. But they really screwed up in Ghost, because even in private match you cannot change the settings, and I don't know why. No one's going to play Infected in private match if you can't change the settings. So I really hope they're letting us do whatever we want with Infected. Kind of like Modern Warfare 3, maybe give us more than Modern Warfare 3, let us kind of adjust the health like we had in Black Ops 1, let us run faster like we had in Black Ops 1, that was really cool. I kind of miss that. Also, the ability to change the speed for any class is really cool. I really wish they'd bring that back, because I remember in Black Ops 1, we'd play like kind of like a infected zombie type game where there'd be like 3 people and then like 3 zombies, and then the 3 people would have like some weird class setup, and then there'd be like 2 really fast zombies that had like minuscule health, and then there'd be one like big guy who had just tons and tons of health, and he could move really slow. So I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I wish we could customize it a lot more in Ghosts, but unfortunately they just decided private match really isn't a priority. It's something I've been wanting for private match for a long time, is basically the ability to just search for any private match game and just, you know, kind of have like a public match, private match type of thing where you can just kind of look at all the servers, kind of like on a lot of PC games. You can just look and join whatever server you want. It doesn't just throw you into a random one, which I think is really cool, and they should do that on console in private match at least, just so you can, like, you know, you can narrow it down by like what game type, like if you want to play domination or infected or something like that, you can narrow it down by that. Maybe you can narrow it down by certain rules that you want, certain maps, like stuff like that would be really cool to have, because people like me who aren't really the bee's knees on YouTube and don't have like millions of subscribers, if they can say, hey, join my game, that gives us an opportunity. Well, maybe some of you guys are watching this in the future when I got like millions and millions of subscribers, but anyway, that kind of gives just lower, like not as popular people, just the ordinary person, the chance to, like, you know, get in a private match without having to be like, all right, get online, let's play some private match, and, you know, you got to call up all your friends and tell them to get on. No, you could just, you know, grab a friend or two and then just host a public private match server and get a bunch of random people to join with you. Now we're going to get into what I think they need to add to this patch or another upcoming patch to make the game just brilliant. So I think a big reason why people don't like Ghosts is it's just too boring. You know, everybody hides, there's not a whole lot of movement. And I think some of the reasons for that was they introduced the SATCOM, which you need 2 of them placed down to actually get a real UAV. And whenever you get the UAV, there's so many people that run off the grid, you just don't know where they are. They could be hiding in a corner, and if they have off the grid on, they're fine. And that's why we love the Ghost perk from Black Ops 2, is it only worked when you're moving. And I don't know why they got rid of that for this game. That would have been so great to have off the grid, off the radar while moving. You know, that would have made the game a lot more fast paced. Also, anybody that has next gen consoles, is Ground War any good? Because at this point, I think it's just about worth $500 for Ground War. I mean, most of the maps are really not meant for Ground War, except for maybe Strike Zone, Free Fall. They should have introduced a lot more than just Ground War on the next gen consoles. They should have even put Ground War on the current gen consoles. Are they just trying to get people to buy the next gen consoles, or what's going on? Because I know that they could have incorporated Ground War onto Ghosts. It's just that they're like, yeah, let's give people to buy the next gen consoles. Another thing that campers love is the IEDs. And I'm not going to rant about the IEDs because you've heard a million other YouTubers do it. All I want is a slight damage nerf, because, you know, it's pretty crazy. Like, you could be pretty far away and still get killed. And the other thing I'd like is just a slight delay on the activation of it. Like a little bit of a longer beep. That way I know, like, oh, there's an IED over here. Because right now we're kind of forced to run sitrep. Speaking of sitrep, sitrep Pro or Amplify. This is such a simple patch, and yet they haven't patched it yet, because they're trying to advertise these stupid headsets. Look, no one's gonna buy a headset just so they can hear footsteps. Like, no one's gonna drop $200, like, oh man, I'm gonna spend $200 so I can hear footsteps better. No, nobody does that. They're gonna, yeah, that might play a role in it a little bit, but, you know, people want to have a good sounding headset. So as long as you're giving them these good Turtle Beach, Call of Duty, Ghost headsets that sound great, then people are still gonna buy them. So what do I think they need to do with Amplify? I think they need to make it so you only hear the footsteps a little bit louder, and when people are using dead silence, you can just barely, maybe not at all, hear their footsteps, because that really slows down the game, having people sit down, wait with their Amplify. All right, oh, I hear you coming around the corner. Why? Because I'm not moving and you are. Or even when they are moving, if they're using dead silence, they can't hear their own footsteps. So guess whose footsteps they can hear? Yours. I mean, seriously, if you're not gonna consider anything I just said, at least raise it to 3 points. Alright, that's the least you can do, is put it at 3 points. Let's talk about map packs. So recently the Season Pass trailer came out, and it wasn't buy the Season Pass because you get 4 map packs and it's really fun. No, it was actually, they showed us what all the map packs were called. It spells out Odin. And they said there was going to be 4 multiplayer maps in each map pack, and this kind of scares me. Why does that scare me? Because I don't think that Face Off's coming back. And if you know me, you know that I love Face Off. Like, it was one of the best things about Modern Warfare 3. I really loved it, and to see it not come back would just be terrible. Like, if we get to the end of this game and there's no Face Off by the end, I'm gonna cry. I will be in tears because I love Face Off. I mean, am I wrong? Is Face Off bad? I'm sure a lot of you guys liked it too. Let me know. Do you miss Face Off? Do you really miss it? Then start tweeting at all those developers. Say, hey, Face Off, Face Off, Face Off. That's what we want. Get some Face Off in here. Maybe they'll change their mind, and I'm sure they probably already have the first map pack just about ready to go. Maybe in the second map pack or something, they could add in a few Face Off maps, you know, like bring back a couple of our favorites, like Getaway and Erosion, and then make like 2 or 3 new ones. And, you know, I'd like to see at least like 10 Face Off maps in this game. You know, maybe they could bring back Rust, Kill House, Shipment, something like that, and throw it in the Face Off playlist. That would be awesome. And also, if you do make Face Off, make sure the spawns are good, because the Modern Warfare 3 spawns for Face Off, especially on Vortex, yeah, Vortex had like 4 spawns. It was terrible. People spawning in front of you, behind you, every which way. And it's not just Vortex, it's a lot of the other maps, but mostly Vortex. I mean, you gotta make a lot of different spawns. You gotta make the spawn logic good, and they said they're fixing the spawn logic for the regular maps, of course. But to make a long story short, Face Off. Just Face Off. Seriously, I would do anything to get that back. I mean, do you guys really miss it too? You should, because it was really fun. If you check the description, I have a click to tweet down there about Face Off, and it's basically saying, hey, Mark Rubin, Tina, all those great people, we need Face Off back. It was really fun. So go click to tweet that, please, for me. Do it. I will love you forever. And in fact, if you do it, see, I said doo-doo. In fact, if you do it, leave your Twitter name in the comments section and I'll check your Twitter. And if you did click to tweet that or come up with your own tweet about Face Off to all those developers, I will give you a very big hug in my next video. And by hug, I mean I'll shout your name out. Say, hey, this dude's awesome. And I hope I have to read a whole lot of names. Like, I want to have like a 10-minute video of me just reading off your guys' names, because that's how awesome you are. You tweeted at them. So I hope you guys have a great Christmas. And that's not to say I won't post in the next few days, but I hope you guys have a great Christmas or Kwanzaa, if you celebrate Kwanzaa, yeah? No, nobody celebrates that. Okay, well, make sure you check out my last video, which was about Grind, the game type that's only in private match, and how I would like to have it in public match, and what else I would like to have with this Grind game type.